give a brief overview of the National Vegetation Survey database and some uses you might find for it. So it's going to be a pretty quick run through. My name's Hazel, and I'm this database administrator, which means I'm really the public contact for people depositing or requesting data from it. So I'm just going to talk about what is NIVS and what's NIVS all about, and why you might want to use NIVS, and a few ways that you can use NIVS. So NIVS has got both a physical archive. You can see at the bottom it's a purpose-built facility to store physical plot sheets, maps, photos, anything related to field surveys. And it's also an electronic database. There's a couple of maps here. There's some main types of data that we store. It's plot-based vegetation. We store recce descriptions, or relevés, which is a compositional site description. And we have, you can't read the one very well, but over 77,000 records of this type. And on this map, all those purple dots are recce descriptions. We also store permanent plots on 20 by 20 metre areas, which is very similar to what Andrew was talking about with the Lucas plots. And these maps actually include the locations of Lucas plots. And there's over 19,000 permanent plots, some of which has been remeasured multiple times. So this is it's quite a large data source that people can use. What can I say? It covers a span of over 60 years, and it's a large geographic spread, so it covers the whole of New Zealand. It uses standard methodologies. We have manuals for these methods on our websites, and you can download those freely. And initially, this was set up with data that was obtained from New Zealand Forest Service, the SAR, Botany Division, but now we obtain data from a number of organisations. DOC provides their data to NIVS for us to curate on these methods. Regional councils, local councils, consultants, there's a wide range of people submitting data to NIVS. I also like to say, when you send the data to NIVS, we don't become the owners of the data. People retain the ownership, we just curate it. That's what our role is. So I just like to make a promo about the benefits of NIVS. It is secure data storage. Everything's catalogued. We ask for metadata on all surveys that are provided to NIVS, and then we publish that on the web so that people can see what is available. We have 3 access levels on data so that people can retain control of their data. If people are concerned about putting their data in a public forum, they can restrict it so that people requesting the data will have to come to the data owner to request permission before the data will be released. Having data here helps coordination of effort, which I think this workshop is talking about quite a bit. And there's a lot of data there which can be used, as a starting place for people looking at projects or in their areas. It uses standard methodologies, so you can compare multiple data sets where they're using the same methods. And if you're collecting data using public money, it's worth thinking about the future uses that this data might be put to. It might not be your original intention to collect data from a purpose in the future, but it can be used. A lot of this historic data is used for, answer questions that were never thought of when it was collected. So to interact with NIVS, one of the ways you might want to interact is to request data. You can do that directly by contacting me, or you can go through our website. And you can request a range of data. You can request a single survey, multiple surveys, or data for a specific question. So if you're interested in a specific species or an area, then you just describe what your problem is, and we can query our database or see what we come up with. You can deposit data in NIVS, and we store it. We will store the physical data in our archive, and if you provide electronic data in an appropriate format, we will store that also. We've recently developed a tool to allow people to enter their own data, because it was seen as a restriction by some people in that get data into the NIVS database that often had to be entered at Landcare research. So we've developed a tool called NIVS Express to allow people to have control of their own data and enter it themselves. I just have a brief talk about the NIVS website. We do publish metadata for all surveys, so you can use the NIVS website to search for surveys that might be of interest to you. You can do a text search or a geographic search or search on species. There's a number of types of data you can view, brief data. You can view taxa lists and plot locations for public access data. Those data that's put under restriction is not published, although metadata is present. We don't publish locations or taxa lists. There's quite a lot you can do on the website, but I don't really have time to go into it, so feel free to have a look at it. Just nivs.landcareresearch.co.nz. I'd also like to talk about NIVS Express. So it's a freely downloadable software, and it's it was started as NIVS Lite, so you may have encountered it under the name NIVS Lite, and it was started as a data entry tool. We found that people were entering data in Excel and a number of other systems which had no constraints on what you entered. So we've got point of entry validation. So if you try and enter a species that's not in our authority table, it'll highlight it for you and say, what is this? And it also has validation routines that you can run after you've entered your data. So we think it's a good tool to improve the quality of your data while still retaining control of it. Once you've entered data into this program, you need to upload it to the NIVS database, at which point we can return it to you in a number of formats. Recently, we've just released the new version called NIVS Express, which also includes a summary and analysis function. So you can actually use this tool to summarise your data and to do some basic analyses. I've got a poster up over here, and I've also got it loaded on my laptop if anyone wants to have a look at it later.
Who wants to have a look at NIVS Express later?
Okay.
So a little work session maybe?
Okay, also you can request other data sets in the NIVS Express format. So if you see an old data set that you are interested in using the summary and analysis software from NIVS Express for, you can ask for it in that format. Okay. This is just a screenshot of some of the metadata on our website. This is a survey in the car workers. It's a wreck inventory survey, and it's public domain data. You can see I've put a couple of red arrows. You can click on links to view map locations and a species list for this whole survey. So if you're out there fishing and you want to see something in your area, you can just have a quick look and say, oh yeah, there's a survey and there's probably a beach forest, if you're interested in that. We can see where it is. Here's a screenshot of NIVS Express. It's Windows-based, and we have a manual able to be downloaded from the website with the tool. We did try to make it reasonably intuitive to follow. It's always a bit of a learning curve. We're looking at the prospect of running some workshops on NIVS Express, both data entry and analysis. So if you're interested in that, give me your name and I'll put you on the list of contact if this comes up. And there's more detail on it.